Good morning, Sunday, after a chaotic day of football, like it is every week. I mean, I don't think uh, some teams failed to impress, and some kind of surprised us out of the blue here. So I thought it was a pretty good day. Um, Again, all over the place with the long shots and the underdogs, but there were a ton of them out there that, again, why I'm so jealous of guys in Vegas. They have these at their fingertips, and we don't have this up here unless we're betting online. And like I said, I really got to get online here because this is really starting to suck. Because in order for us to get a ticket on our pro line, we got to bet 3 games, so everything has to be a parlay. So that really sucks for us. Okay, so I'm going to go run down here the reasons why I started this channel and then the reasons why I go for underdogs and long shots. All right. So, I mean, here are some really big surprises. Um, and some are big and some are just mediocre surprises, but they are surprises. So, okay. So what we got first? We got, here's one. Here's a really nice one. Missouri in Wyoming. I think Missouri was supposed to be like a huge favorite, 17, 19 point favorite. They lose 37-31. I was watching some of the back end of this game, and it was just amazing just to watch the poor Tigers trying to get back into this game. They just couldn't do it. It was like Wyoming was just unstoppable on their offense. It was like one, two, three, four, 5 touchdowns in the second quarter alone. I mean, that's incredible. I don't know what Missouri was thinking. I guess they must have come in thinking they're going to take Wyoming really lightly. But there you go. There you would have made a killing, an absolute killing. Next one we have is Georgia State and Tennessee. Here's another one. It's like Willie walked up, came in, and just basically fixed everything here. It was like Tennessee is like overrated every year. I mean, I don't know what people see in Tennessee. You know what they see? I'll tell you what they see. They see SEC. That's what they see. It's because SEC has the best recruiting. We know that. And if you ever watched, what's that movie with Sandra Bullock, the Blind Side, you'll see that there's a star or potential star, and you'll have everybody from the SEC is there, and they're the most enticing conference in football, college football, um, because they get the most notice, right? And so even if you're in the SEC, even if you're a shit team, you're still better than the rest of the country. There you go. This is, like I said, this is what committees and media hype does for teams. Okay, totally overrates them. All right, and you know what? Looks good on them if you ask me. And here's the next one: South Carolina, North Carolina. I'm upset on this one because I said to stay away from the game, and which is probably a good thing because if I had picked, I would have picked South Carolina. But North Carolina came in at home, totally shocked the Gamecocks. Um, and like I said, looks good on them if you ask me. Here's another one: Mississippi State versus the Raging Cajuns. Now this one isn't such. Mississippi State still won, but they only won by 10, and that game they probably should have won by 30, or at least they were touted to win by 30. I think Mississippi State was supposed to be on they were on somebody's top 25 list. Sorry, Willy Wonka for you. The Raging Cajuns, yeah, they put up a hell of a fight, but like I said, that's what happened when you this early in the season when you walk into somebody's house and with such high expectations, and they totally shock the shit out of you. So I'm guessing a lot of people who would bet on this game probably lost the money. Um, I didn't see it. I mean, it might have been. the point spread might have been kind of ridiculous, um, but I'm guessing that was in the high teens for sure. Um, Rice and Army. This game was on Friday. Now Army, I picked Army to beat the shit out of them by 30 points. Like that's what I was expecting. Because like I said, they finished beating. The last season they beat Houston 70 to 14 in the bowl game, and they scored a lot of high scoring games. So I was expecting a hell of a lot more. And Army was at home. And even though Army loses players, um, there's always juniors and seniors to replace them because that's how they roll, right? They always have the juniors. It's like I mean, it's basically like the Army. There's always guys being promoted, right? So Army and, always has juniors and seniors waiting in the wings. So yeah, so I was expecting a hell of a lot more out of Army. So maybe that season, that 10-win season, might not be looking uh, so good right now. But we'll see. I mean, like I said, we'll see what where their next game is, and we'll probably get the odds coming out in the top 25 coming out probably by Tuesday, I think, and then we'll do a rundown on the new top 25 because that will change. Okay, we got South Dakota State and Minnesota. Minnesota at home. Minnesota, I think, was like a 23-point favorite, and the Jackrabbits came in, lost by 7. It was 28-21, but the Jackrabbits said, "Hey, we may be an FCS team, but we got a lot of punch here." So that's very impressive for the Jackrabbits, if you ask me, because Minnesota was supposed to be picked to finish pretty high in the top 10, in the Big Ten, sorry. And like I said, a lot of shocks first week. Just like I said, if you were in Vegas, man, I'm telling you, if you like your dogs, I mean, you probably would have made a killing this week. Here's another one: UConn and Wagner. Now, I don't think UConn is supposed to be a very high touted team, but Wagner is definitely not supposed to be. They're an FCS team, and UConn is, like I said, supposed to be basically they're an FBS team. I mean, you won by 3 points. You're probably favored by more than that. And again, that's a game you'll never see on Proline up here. That's never up here. So that's a game you'll see down there for sure. You might see it on. You might not even see it online because I saw there on when I was on Bet365 just checking out their games. Yeah, there's a lot of games that weren't on there, right? I think some of them had to do with any FCS team. So okay, next one here: Northern Iowa and Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State ranked 21st. They won by 3 points in overtime. Like, and I'm pretty sure UNI is an FCS team. Yeah, they're an FCS team. So like, here's a shocker: is that this is Iowa State's house. Like, if you can't beat UNI by more than 3 points, man, I expect you to fall off that list either this week or the next week, man. I'm telling you. Wow. They pick all these teams. They get to pick all these teams to play against, and they always think that this one's going to get them their first 1-0 and make them look respectable. But it's not, because when it comes at the end of the season to find out where you're going to play in the bowls, they're going to look at this game and they're going to say, "Well, yeah, okay, so they're 9-4, but one of those wins was barely by UNI." Or who knows where the next team that they're going to play might be another low-ranked team that they barely get by too. So, like I said, these games count for you during the committee. So, anyways, were there any more games? Army, Rice, Iowa State. One I didn't punch up here was the Nebraska South Alabama game. I don't know why I didn't punch that one up. But again, Nebraska, I don't think beat the spread on that one, and it was. Nebraska is also ranked, and I said that Nebraska does not belong on that top 25, and apparently, I even said Iowa State was the only team that did out of the top. I think it was from 25 to 20, and I said Iowa State. Now I'm embarrassed because here's the Nebraska game. They won by 14. They were supposed to win by 30. The point spread was 36.5. That's crazy. And Nebraska didn't even come close. Looked like South Alabama was a 2-win team last year. And which is funny because Nebraska is a 4-win team last year. So what the hell they're doing on the top 25 is still beyond me. I'm going to look at their next game. Their next game is Colorado. I expect them to lose that game and handle it. And they're at Colorado. So watch for that to be on. We'll see where that's going to be. I think that's going to be probably an even strength game. Even though the Huskers will probably stay on. I think the Huskers might stay on the top 25. I'm hoping that they do. Because if they do, that the odds will be better for anybody who's an underdog, right? So sometimes I like seeing these happen because they change their odds the following week. But sometimes I like it when they kick the shit out of teams, even though, pardon me, even though I think they're a terrible team, and they'll beat up on somebody like South Alabama and whatchamacallit, and then the following week they will be those odds will be even higher in their, that'll again be in our favor, especially like I said, if it shows up on Pro Line or anything. Anyways, okay, so that was basically it for the reasons why I like to go with underdogs and long shots. There were some more games, but it's just too long to go into it in one video. I'll probably have another video today or tomorrow. And like I said, please subscribe, guys. Please leave comments. It'd be nice to know what you guys are thinking. I mean, I know some people are seeing this, so I mean, I'm hoping, I'd like to know who's seeing it first of all. See if it's family or if it's just people walking in and hopefully watching the whole video. But yeah, please leave a comment. I'd really like to know what you guys are thinking out there. All right. And share if you can with your friends. And I will see you soon. Have a great long weekend, Labor Day weekend. Bye for now.